Hey, it's CarlyRae here, and welcome to my Hey, it's CarlyRae book club on YouTube. Today, I'm going to be doing another virtual book review on my channel. But before I reveal which book we're going to be talking about, you guys need to hit the subscribe button and then hit the bell to be alerted of all the new videos on my channel. Now, if you guys cannot guess already what book we're going to be talking about today, I gave you guys hints because I put my Mulan limited edition Disney doll in this video, and then I also put my limited edition Mushu stuffed animal. Yes, I'm a Mulan fan, and yes, I love Disney. So what book are we going to be talking about on my channel? It is, Reflection, the Disney Twisted Tale by Elizabeth Lim. Oh my gosh, look at this cover because I think it is so amazing. And this Disney Twisted Tale is what if Mulan had to travel to the Underworld. Now, the reason I put this on my September TBR is because the Mulan movie is coming out on Disney Plus, and I cannot wait to watch it. If you guys have watched it, comment below, but do not give away any spoilers because I haven't watched it yet. But I definitely read this Disney Twisted Tale because, as you guys can tell, I love Mulan. And I wanted to see how Disney books put a spin on Mulan and how her character was in this book. So if you guys have your copy of this book, go and grab it and then come back because we're going to be talking about all things reflection. Now, if you guys haven't read this book, don't worry about it. This is going to be a spoiler-free video, so I'm not going to be giving anything away. But we are going to be talking about all things reflection. So, what is this book about? Well, again, this book is about Mulan. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with the original Mulan story, that's fine because this book, you don't really have to know too much about Mulan. But I'm going to let you guys know that Mulan is a character in Disney, and she takes her father's place in the army because women are not allowed to fight. And her father is like having a hard time fighting. So Mulan takes his place. And again, since women aren't allowed to fight, Mulan poses as Ping, a man in the army. Now, nobody knows that she is really Mulan. Everybody knows her as Ping. Now, this book picks up where they are battling the Han army. And in this, Mulan basically saves her, everybody she's fighting with by basically overcoming the Han army, but in the process of that, her captain, Li Shang, gets hurt and takes a brutal, brutal hit. And this turns out to be basically fatal, and Mulan feels really guilty that Li Shang got hurt because of her, so because she disobeyed an order. So Mulan decides that she's going to make sure that he comes back. So in order to do that, Mulan has to travel to the Underworld. So this is where the whole story kind of spins and starts from there. So Mulan, or Ping, she goes down to the Underworld, and that is where Shishi, which is the Shang's guardian, much like Mushu is her guardian, Shishi escorts her down there, and she goes to Dayu. Now, there are different levels in the Underworld, and before she goes anywhere, Mulan and Shishi go and meet with King Yama. Now, King Yama does not do this very often. He does not give people a second chance because he just doesn't. And he has so many people that he is trying to decide whether they're going to heaven, stay in Dayu, or going to be reincarnated. But Mulan gets him to listen, and Mulan puts like a wager on it. She says, hey, I will be your prisoner for eternity if I fail, but, if I succeed in bringing back Shane to you, then he gets to live. So Mulan goes on this basically quest in the Underworld with Shishi next to her, which is like a stone, he's like a stone lion, but in the Underworld, she gets to see him as a lion, and I really, really loved their interaction throughout the book. I thought it was really, really amazing. So she and Shishi find Shang, and together the three of them must go back up to the 100th level in Dayu because there are 100 levels, and the top is like where you want to be, but they get like pushed down close to the bottom. So we get to see their quests as they fight, they battle demons, they come in contact with Mang Po, and she wants to get them to drink this tea, which will make them forget everything. And this is something that they don't want because if they drink it, then there's no hope. They won't, Mulan and them won't be able to escape Dayu. So Will they reach the 100th level before the end of the book? Will Mulan be able to save Shang? And will she also not only come to terms with who she is and be able to look at her reflection and know, like, hey, and like be okay with saying, like, yeah, I'm a young woman and I can fight, I'm part of an army, or will she always hide behind Shang? She will also have to question why she has to, is it only like guilt of why like she's decided that she's going to risk everything to save Shang. So I thought all of that together formed a brilliant Disney twisted tale. I thoroughly enjoyed it because there was so much action, there was so much world building, and it was all about like Mulan basically finding herself, and it wasn't necessarily about Mulan chasing like Shang. Like Mulan's kind of, she's chasing herself. Like she's trying to say, like she's got to decide, hey, am I going to live behind Ping forever? Am I going to stand up and be who I am and come to terms with that? Now, throughout the different levels of Dayu, that's something Mulan struggles with, and that's something she ultimately has to decide if she's going to overcome. So again, I thoroughly enjoyed this Disney Twisted Tale, and I definitely recommend checking it out. So yeah, I give it a 5 out of 5 star, and if you guys haven't read my review, you guys can go to HeyitsCarlyRae.com right now and read more on my overview of this book and why I give it a 5 out of 5 star. But overall, as I told you guys, I thoroughly enjoyed it because I love the characters, I love the world building, and I loved this Disney twist put on the original classic. Now, the other day, I put on my social media that I wanted you guys to send me questions about reflection, and I got so many amazing questions. Unfortunately, I could only pick 6, but I messaged all of you guys back all of the answers to you guys' questions, but I have 6 that we're going to be talking about on my channel today. Now, the first question is from Elijah from Twitter. Hey, Elijah. You said, what was your favorite part of this novel? My favorite part was when Mulan first goes down to the Underworld. I really loved seeing that transition, bringing us into a whole other realm. That was something I thoroughly enjoyed. I really enjoyed seeing how it was crafted because Elizabeth Lim did an amazing job crafting such an extraordinary other realm. So seeing them descend was my favorite part of this book. Ava from Instagram, hey Ava, you said, who was your favorite character? My favorite character was probably Shishi. I loved him. The stone lion that she could actually see in Dayu. I loved him. He had like an arrogance, but he was also like really heartfelt at times. And I overall loved his interaction with Mulan. And I did love his interaction with Shang as well. But I loved how like quirky and fun he was. So he was my favorite character. Sophie from Facebook. Hey Sophie. What was the journey like to the Underworld? Was the world building good? The world building was amazing in this book. How there was like 100 levels of Dayu, everything they had to battle, all the different, like, it almost was like different dimensions that they had to go in and overcome different stuff. I thought was so great in this book. It was actually one of the best that I have read lately, so it was really, really good. Luke from Facebook. Hey, Luke. Was there romance between Shang and Mulan? Okay, you guys, you're trying to get me, Luke, to give away a spoiler. But to answer your question, yes, I guess there is romance, but this book isn't necessarily about romance. It's not like So This Is Love, another Disney Twisted Tale and Cinderella. Mulan is basically like about her being like strong, her fighting, how she overcomes things. So like, yes, there is some romance in this novel, but it's not like a romance centered book. It's like so much more than that, and I love romance books, but I will say, like, the added romance, like where it wasn't the center of it, I thought was like the most important thing, because Mulan is about, like the title, reflection. It's about her finding herself and coming to terms with who she is. Now, does she do that in this book? I'm not going to tell you guys, because I know Luke wants me to give away spoilers, but yes, I will say there is a touch of romance to answer your question. Barbara from Instagram. Hey, Barbara. You said, how was Mulan Ping as a character? Was she strong? Yes, Mulan was very, very, very strong in this novel, and that was something like I was a little bit like, okay, how is Elizabeth Lim going to write Mulan? she was strong on her own, and I really liked how she was able to stand on her own 2 feet, and I liked how the character of Shang, like her, I guess, like, love interest, he didn't try to, like, get her to not fight or get her to not do anything. Like, Mulan was very strong on her own, and she proved who and what she was, so I really enjoyed that. Kate from Twitter. Hey Kate, on a scale of 1 to 10, how was this Disney twist compared to others? This Disney twist, I'll give it like a 9.5, just because Mirror Mirror is definitely one of my top favorite Disney twists, but this one is a super close second. Again, I absolutely loved it. World building, characters, how well-rounded this book was, I really, really, really enjoyed. So yes, that concludes today's Q&A session of the virtual book review of Reflection. If you guys haven't gotten that copy of your book, I definitely recommend checking it out. A reason I picked it up and added it to my September TBR pile is because Mulan is on Disney+, so that's why I added it, and I'm so glad I did. Now, if you guys want to see more, you guys can go on my social media. If you guys have an Instagram, you guys can follow me at HeyitsCarlyRae. If you guys have a Twitter, you guys can go on HeyitsCarlyRae1. If you guys have a Tumblr, you guys can go to HeyitsCarlyRae. And if you guys have a Pinterest, you guys can go to HeyitsCarlyRae. And then finally, if you guys have Facebook, you guys can go to HeyitsCarlyRae, where you can also join my Facebook group, Hey, it's Carly Rae Book Club. I hope you guys enjoyed today's virtual book review of Mulan, Disney Twisted Tale. I really enjoyed this book. Again, it's a 5 out of 5 read. Comment below. Tell me if you guys have read it, what your thoughts are. If you guys love Mulan, I'd love to hear from you guys. I hope you guys have an amazing day.